Okay, so I believe, yes, we are recording now. Yeah, I wanted to make a follow-up video because originally when I made this database, it was for a friend of mine. And so there are some caveats that I wanted to add, and just share a little bit more about this platform. One thing is, if we're talking very personal information, identifiable information, this is not the place I would keep that. I would keep this more specifically to people and organizations who are trying to get their message out there to other people. That's number one. Number two is the free version of Airtable has more than enough functionality for what you would probably need for an operation like this. So just keep that in mind. This one is showing the plan, or the account I'm practicing on is showing it is a free plan. So you don't need to upgrade or pay monthly or anything like that. Yeah, so the other functionality I wanted to share with you, a couple different things. Number one, uh, I love the idea also of adding a form view. If you hit this, I like just this create a form view. The new form view is fine, but I just like the original one. It's a little, I mean, it's not cute or anything, but it's fine, right? So this has, it puts all this stuff on here. Um, and then you can literally just come up here and share the form, and it will look just like this, right? It'll have this up here. You can add a description in here for your form. You can't do any branding or anything on the free plan, but again, it's like not that big of a deal for what we're probably doing here. So something that I would add, if you want to add just a little bit, if you're like, I don't know how far out this is going to go, I want to be able to track the submissions and check them before they just show up. Because once somebody submits the form, their information does show up over here. But this is the important part. I can add a field, and this is status. And we're going to choose single line select. And then we're going to say new submission approved. And then I'll add canceled because maybe, if an organization, if something is temporary or whatever, but then for default option, you'll choose new submission. And then over on here, we are going to filter where status is not new submission. So it will filter out any submission. So we want to do this on all the views that we'll be sharing. Filter status is not new submission. And you'll know that it's applied because it'll turn green. And then I want to do it here as well. And status is not new submission. Okay. So this one, since this is the urgent needs one, we have two filters, right? So the urgent needs to be checked. That is for organizations that have urgent needs that need filled right away. And then also the status is not new submission. Okay. So if I go in here, we'll just, and then we make this one new submission. Now, one thing I will say on this primary view, you will not be sharing the primary view with anyone. So you don't want to add that filter. So that way, when a new submission, oh, I spelled that wrong. When you add a new submission, you want that to be here. So we're going to actually group, I'm going to delete that. We're going to group by status first, and then a subgroup of category, right? So our first group is going to be, actually, let's edit that. Okay, so see how new submissions at the bottom? I really want that at the top because I want to be able to easily see that. So let's see here, status, we want last first so that the new submission shows up at the top, okay? Now, um, if you are adding this for an area that has, say, like multiple towns, or, if there's something that you need to identify, you can just go here and add a new thing. And there are like a ton of things in here. Now, if you've already created your form and you decide to add a field, you'll need to go do it. So let's put location. I'm just going to do single line text. That's going to add that there. And then if we go back to our form, we can see location showed up over here, but you can literally just drag it in here. So we're going to go boom, like that. And on the form, you can also, I don't know if you saw that, if you click on these, you can add a description. So like you could say like um, primary place to drop off donations or, whatever you want to do for that. So that's just like a little bit about adding a form to it. I would definitely name it something, like Central Illinois, I'm in Central Illinois, so Central Illinois Mutual Aid Organizations or something. And then you could say, add the description there of like, fill this out to have your organization included in our database. And then I don't know if I was super clear on it before. So whenever you share, you always want to come here and create, like, if it doesn't look like this, you'll create a link to view. And then this is the link that you'll share. Okay. Now, what I think is really helpful is um, if you, let's see here, if you come over here, you can grab those view links, right? So this is the donate one. So if I copy this link, this is already in here. If I go over here to get assistance, right? I can copy a link, pop this in here. And then if somebody wants to list their organization, I'm going to copy this form link, list it here. And then you can also just share this so that way people know what their options are. Now, one thing I will say is you have to like double click that and you can't just copy the links out of here. If you want to copy those links, you need to open up the record because otherwise it's going to copy the link to this cell on this table. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. But hopefully that helps and gives the information that's needed. If there are any additions that need to be made, please leave a comment or, contact me on Instagram or something. And I am happy to do a part 3 if needed. But I thought that that was going to be something that we might want to add for this.